Hey everyone. Welcome to today's mini lesson. Hey, today we're going to talk about perimeter and area. Now, I'm hoping for most of you guys this is a review. But if not, we're going to get everyone on the same page. And without further ado, here we go. The first thing we're going to talk about is perimeter. So when I think about perimeter, I think about this. I think about a house. I think about a house and a fence that goes around the house. Now, to me, the fence represents the boundary, marks the boundary for your property. And that's the perimeter. And that's what we're going to speak about today. So the first example we're going to look at this is a square. Now, we know it's a square because of these guys right here. These represent 90-degree angles. Now, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about today, but I just wanted to throw that at you. This should be a review. Those represent 90-degree angles. So again, the perimeter, imagine it's like the fence that goes around your property. So if this is our square, if we want to find the perimeter of the square, we're going to go all the way around the square. Okay? Now what you do is you go all the way around the square. We're going to add up the distance all the way around the square, and that will give us the perimeter. So for an example, let's just picture that each one of these sides is 5 feet. If we add them all up, the distance around the square is going to be 20 feet. So it's as simple as that. We're going to add up each side, and that will give us the perimeter, regardless of the shape. Regardless if it's a square, if it's a rectangle, if it's a triangle, whatever the shape is, you add up all the sides, and that's your perimeter. Isn't that special? Now we're going to attack area. Now, area. Holy moly, what is area? A lot of you guys may have forgotten, but then again, it might be that thing that just sticks in your head from previous years. The area, when I think about area, this is exactly what I think about right here. I think, okay, I'm going to buy this house, or I'm going to move into this apartment. Here is an empty apartment, an empty house. There is nothing in it. The reason area is important is when you go to purchase a home, or you go to rent a house, or rent an apartment, you need to see how big it is. You know, is it just for you? Is it for 2 people? Is it for an entire family? Bottom line is you have to have enough area. So the perimeter is the outside of the house, okay? The area is how much space the house takes up. So once you know the amount of area something takes up, then you can go out and buy all the furniture, okay? So you have to buy the proper amount of furniture to fit in the house. If you buy too much furniture and you don't have enough area, well, then you can't fit all the furniture in the house. So here is a blank rectangle. Let's suppose we are going to paint the inside of this. Now, if we want to paint this rectangle green, how do we know how much paint we need? So, the example I'm including today is this. Let's suppose that the base, which is right here, the bottom, is 5 inches. And then the height of this rectangle is 4 inches. Now guys, this is just a 2-dimensional model. This is just a flat surface. You can picture this being the wall in your bedroom. Now if it was the wall in your bedroom, we wouldn't be talking about inches. This would probably be in feet or yards, okay? Much bigger measurements. But for today's instruction, we're going to pretend the base, the bottom, is 5 inches and the height is 4. Now, when we go through this, you need to follow a simple formula. The formula we're going to use is base times height. Now, when we use base times height, those 2 letters are together, those 2 variables. That simply means base times height, okay? We're going to multiply the base times the height, okay? That's why I separated here. Now we're going to plug in our numbers. So if we look at this green rectangle, I want you to think in your head, which one's the base, which one's the height? And we're going to replace those numbers with these variables. Or excuse me, we're going to put the numbers in the spot of the variables. So now we have area equals 5 times 4. And now we're simply going to multiply those together. So the area is going to equal 20 square inches. Okay, we need to put the unit of measure here, and we need to put this. This is the symbol we're going to use every time we have an area problem, regardless of the shape. This means square inches. This means squared. Okay, now you've done this on computation quizzes before, but to give you kind of an insight on what this really means, I've created this other example. Here's the same rectangle, but instead of painting it green, I've divided it up in all these squares. So here's 4 squares going up, 5 squares across, our base and our height. Now, if we were to multiply these together, we know our answer is going to be 20. But if you sit here and you add up all the squares, how many are we going to have? Another way to look at it is a typical square tile is a 1-inch square tile, or sorry, 1-foot square tile. If you were to walk across the hallway and measure these tiles, that's how much area the specific place takes up. So in this case, if these are 1-inch squares, this takes up 20 square inches. Guys, I hope that this helped you out some. Hey, so if you have any questions, just let me know, but I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Until next time.